All right. Hello. We are back. This is part 2. Yes. Why am I confused? Acting like there's like 700 parts. Part 2 of my Heeramandi series. I swear there's like shit to talk about. Am I allowed to swear? I'm acting like I have to ask somebody. I am gonna swear. I don't know, man. It's been a while. It's been a week. So give me a second. Let me gather my thoughts. I wanted to film this earlier in the week because I watched Heermandi again just to take notes, and I'm gonna have to watch it again for the third part to take notes again. So needed some time to watch it, take notes, obviously, and then I had like a massive discussion with my friends about it as well, and like took notes on that too, wrote shit down. So I have come to you with notes, but like lots. So I have a lot to talk about. Before I even get into that, yeah. So this week has been a lot of Heeramandi watching, a lot of interview watching. So I have little tids and tidbits, if you will, if that's the saying, because I don't know sayings. About like the Kapil Sharma interview. There was an Entertainment Time interview. There are many different interviews and like reports on like their experiences or what they've said about different members of the cast or Bhansali or the experience, stuff like that. I kind of tried to get it all. But yeah, this episode is going to be a character what now? Parwaiz, get it together. A character analysis? I'm gonna comment on the 6 characters, okay? And some like supporting actors and actresses, because I think they did a lovely job, or I think they should have gotten more screen time. We'll touch on that too. But yeah, before I even get into that, let me play the intro, because I've talked for 2 minutes about, again, God knows what. This seems to be a recurring trend. Hello. You are listening to Desi Dhamaka, hosted by yours truly, Parwaiz Dhanani, on Spotify, and, well, there's a YouTube version now, too. That drops every Wednesday, hopefully, every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so go check that out if you get the chance. But yeah, this episode is Heeramandi, this episode is the second part in my Heermandi Trilogy. This episode is specifically going to be a character analysis on... I haven't figured it out yet if it's going to be the 3 main characters, or the 6 main characters. I haven't figured that out yet, again. So, this episode is as much a mystery to you as it is to me. So, grab a cup of chai, grab a snack, because we're in for one hell of a ride, because I know I am. Because I don't know what this episode's going to be. So, yeah. Desi Dhamaka, hosted by Parwaiz Dhanani. Hope you enjoy. I love Sakalban. I love the soundtrack too. Maybe that's what I should talk about in the third episode. Because I'm gonna be very honest, very frank. I have no idea what the third part's gonna be. My friend, her name is Sahir. Hi, Sahir. She recommended that I should do, or suggested that I do a what to fix, or like my alterations, if I could make any, to Heeramandi. I should talk about that in the third episode. But I don't know if that'll be long enough. And I feel like I've already talked about enough of the corrections I would make in the first 2, or the first one and then this one. So we'll see. I want to show you my notes. Let me pull up my notes, actually, before I start talking out my ass, which is basically what I do on this podcast anyways. Let me show you the notes I've taken on... Where is it? Okay, so they look smaller because the font is smaller on my laptop, but like, I don't know if you could see, like, I have, which character is this? Alamzeb. I have notes, okay, on the characters, and like, what I want to talk about with these characters. Let me put my laptop down. I have nowhere to put my laptop down. We're going to put my laptop right there. Okay? So first, so I'm going to talk about the 6 characters, not in any order of like importance or like my favorite or anything, but I'm going to talk about the 6 main characters. Respectfully, I'm not going to go into the men that deeply, and let me tell you why. Because they weren't my favorite. They weren't important. Let me turn the brightness up because this is getting a little dark. Well, ironic because we're about to get dark. I don't know what the point of that was. What was I talking about? Yes, I'm not going to talk about the men and that being Tajdar. Maybe I'll touch on Tajdar a little bit, but I'm not really going to focus heavily on Tajdar. Zoravar. Sorry, I had to recreate Lajjo scene to remember his name. Lajjo, whatever, I'll get into that later. I'm sidetracking. I'm not going to talk about Tajdar, Zoravar, Fareedan Khan's character. If there was another guy, you tell me, Ustadji, I will touch on him. And then the driver, I will touch on him as well. Because they, I think, deserved more screen time and more appreciation for their roles. Besides the fact, I didn't think they had too big of a role to play in this show. Fareedan Khan, sure, was a source of information for Aditi and a pawn in Sonakshi's big plan. Yes, I understand. Also, there's going to be so many spoilers in this one, so maybe if you haven't seen it, take a break and go watch it and then come back. Yeah, but please come back. Please. That's not the point. The point is that there's going to be so many spoilers, so I'm just forewarning you. I just want let the record show that I warned the audience, there's going to be 3 people that listen to this, warned the audience that I will be talking about Heeramandi in its entirety. So, and beginning, I could not tell you, but there will be spoilers. Anywho, Fareedan Khan's character was a pawn, source of information, and then I think they dragged on his character too long, so that's that out of the way. Tajdar, I will touch on him a little bit, but like the main focus of this episode is going to be the women because, oh my lord, there's so many characters, so many layers to unpeel. And yeah, Tajdar, one thing I saw on TikTok, so very credible source, that like his eyes, well, obviously it's his eyes, but like it's his nazakat and like his aura and the way he acts that like makes people think that he's resembling Shah Rukh Khan a little bit. Okay, I know that's a very brave statement to make considering Taha, like, this is his first like lover boy type role. Every other role he said in an interview, don't remember which one, was like every other role of his has been like not the bad guy, but like the suave, like Varun Dhawan type character. I'm not even gonna lie. And like he said he's been a lover boy, like he's in real life he's a lover boy. So like he got the chance to be himself on screen, and he said he's like he's been written and portrayed with Sanjay Leela Bhansali's gaze on women because Bhansali respects women like no other. Which is why he gives women such layered roles in his films, in his work. So he said he's been honored with that gaze and portrayal, which like to some degree makes sense, like I guess. I don't know where I was going with this. But yeah, he said that like he got the chance to play Loverboy and he did really well. His followers went from like, I don't know, 15,000 to 1 million within like a week, which is wild, but like well deserved. But yeah, he's being compared to Shah Rukh Khan. Again, big claim to make, but like I see the comparison because it's with his eyes. Like he makes people fall in love. He's written by Bhansali and like the other incredible writers of the show. But like he's written for like the female gaze, I think. Someone correct me because I may be talking out of my ass again. I'm talking really fast. I need to slow it down. But when I slow it down, I don't think whatever. Let's take a second. Yeah, I think he's been written with a female gaze. So maybe that's why he's getting so much fame and acclaim, which well deserved. But yeah, that's Tajdar aside. Who else is there? Fareedan Khan I already talked about. Ustad I'm going to talk about after I talk about the 6 women. And the driver I will also talk about after the 6. Who else is left? Oh, Zoravar. Bro can go screw himself in the corner, okay? I do not care for him because of the pain he's caused Lajjo. But, like, as an actor, I don't know who he is, but I should have done research on that. That's not the point. The point is that Zoravar's character wasn't that memorable because it is through his betrayal of Lajjo that we saw intricacies and depths to Lajjo's character. And after her dance sequence in Masoom Dil Hai Mera, we saw Malikajaan's response to that as well, and we saw their relationship, which is, let's take a second. Lajjo, Malikajaan's daughter, was in love with her brother, with her Najais brother. Still brother, but Najais. Ew. But, like, that aside, it is through his acting that we saw, like, the power of Lajjo's acting, of Richa Chadha's acting. So I'll give him props there. Like, thanks for bringing out other people's characters. But, like, you as your own, as an actor in this series, I don't remember your role. I might have to do a little bit of research on that, and I'll get back to you in the 3rd episode, so next week. But, like, yeah, don't remember his role. Anywho, let's start, because I've been talking for 7.5 minutes about none of the 6 women. So this episode's going to be a long one. I can bet, because if I talk about each one for 10 minutes, oh Lord, I'm going to be here forever editing this. Maybe I'll break it up into, that'll be the 3rd part. I'll talk about 3 people today, 3 people next week. We'll see how long, we'll see if that works. Makes sense. Because I'm recording this the morning that I have to post it. And you don't need to know all of that. What you need to know is that let's start with Malikajaan. So Malikajaan, played by Manisha Koirala. Let's talk about her.
साजिश के धागों से फरेब की चिलमन सजाई है, कलाकारी और होशियारी से मलिकाजान ने हीरा मंडी में अपनी सल्तनत जमाई है.
I love the little, and I'm going to do this for every character, I love the little Netflix, like, 40-second promos they put out for every character to, like, you know, entice people to watch the show. And I want to draw a similarity between Heeramandi's promotion and Barbie's promotion, because the amount of content I've seen about Heeramandi from Netflix, Bhansali, and the 6 actresses and the actors and the side actors and everyone combined, sorry, supporting actors, I should not call them side actors, the amount of official promotion I've seen from everyone is insane. Because they just put out a video with Sonakshi, Richa, Alam, Zaib, so Sharmin Sehgal, and Sanjida about, like, like the Netflix, like, when you start watching a show, so it's like them all making fun of it, but, like, in their roles. So, like, that's promo. We've seen the when the show got announced, they all posted the trailer, obviously, because it's their show, but they posted, like, a first look tomorrow type thing for each character as well. Communal first look. They posted, there's been a lot of promo. And then, obviously, the 6, like, themed introductions. 6 themed introductions as well. And then, like, all the interviews they've done, all the magazines they've done, the show appearances, podcast appearances, individually as well as groups, ensembles, specific groups of people. Like, there was a mehfil, and then there was like a roast off type beat where Sonakshi, like, kind of dissed Charmin for her acting, but that's not the point. The point is that there's so much content for this thing, and I wanted to draw a similarity to Barbie. If you've seen it, it's the Greta Gerwig movie that basically took over the world last summer. And that promo was quite literally everywhere as well. Like, I feel like everyone knew about Heeramandi, regardless of whether or not you wanted to watch it, you knew about it. And whether or not you did watch it, you knew about it. And that's sort of the same thing with Barbie. Like, Heeramandi's promotion was, there's no profound thought here. It's just me saying Heeramandi's promotion was everywhere, and so was Barbie's. So it's like, it was very much in your face, and I appreciate that it was all different content. It was either them, like, behind the scenes of their, like, Sonakshi as Sonakshi playing Fareedan, in this piece of content, or it was Fareedan in the content. It was Fareedan acting like her character in the content, or it was like Fareedan making a joke about something in Sonakshi's world through content. Do you get what I'm saying? Like there were multifaceted dimensions of content that was posted. And I appreciate that because I am also a content creator. I mean, vis-a-vis this podcast. So that was something I appreciated. Anywho, I'm supposed to be talking about Malikajaan. I'm going to actually play the... No, I'm not. I'm too lazy for that. So yeah, we saw Malikajaan and Manisha Koirala. Fun fact, my uncle actually met her. We were literally going through like family pictures this morning and I'm not going to put up the picture because I'm too lazy. He met her and I obviously didn't know Manisha Koirala back then because I was an infant. To be fair, I don't know much about her now. I just know that she is a massively respected and high caliber actress who acted with Bhansali in Bhansali's debut as a filmmaker, and then Bhansali's debut as an OTT series maker. So that's kind of like a nice callback. But yeah, a veteran actress, and oh my god, does she do her role justice. She's so ethereal and so... It's like Gangubai. I keep saying Gangubai, like brother, but it's Gangubai, like Bai, because not Bhai. So Gangubai. I just said it again. Gangu. I'm gonna call it Gangu. Her Gangu. That's not the point. The point is that it's Gangu's character on crack. Like if you thought she was commanding in her role, Manisha is like next level. Manisha could say the simplest of dialogues and command the screen with her aura. It's like the one line I remember from her. Oh my god, it was "Ya Heeramandi mein Malikajaan ka sikka chalta hai," something like that. And it was like the hair and the half face. I'm gonna see if I can get a picture up. But it was like her hair was covering half of her face. It was just her eye, and her eye was like looking to the. It was so pretty, beautiful, and powerful. And Manisha had obviously being I don't know if I could call her the main character because Alam I think was the main love interest. I think Manisha was the main character. Hot take. No. Actually, I take that hot take back. I think they were all main characters. Vahida, I think, was a side character, but I think she should have had a main role considering her... I'm jumping ahead to conclusions. Malikajaan. She commanded the screen. Just to put it simply, and her role in this entire thing was beautiful. Like, she played a mother. She played the mother figure to Tawaiifs. She played the Tawaif head. She played I said a mother role, but like concerned mother. She played angry mother. She played pride when the Azadi scene was going on. She played distraught. She played like the emotions that came out of her character were just unparalleled, and it was a beauty to watch her on screen. Whenever I saw her on screen, it was like, damn. Like, she said a line, damn. She said another line, damn. She said 3 lines in a row, damn. It was just, I have no other words. Actually, I have a lot of words. I've been talking for 6 minutes about who, could not tell you. Yeah, let me see what. Okay, so I think she carried the show with Sonakshi, and I want to add to this Bibojan. I think and Lajjo. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. I think this show was spearheaded by Sonakshi, Aditi, Manisha, and Richa. So Lajjo, Malikajaan, Bibojan, all the Johns. And Vahida. I think no, not Vahida. Where am I going? You know who I'm talking about. I think this show was spearheaded by the 4 of them because in multiple interviews, there's never a lead of the show. It's always we're all his heroines, we're all his leads, we're all his muses, and I get that to a degree. But like, I guess this note is like talking about the animosity. The main animosity of this movie is between Malikajaan and Fareedan. So I think her feud with Sonakshi was beautiful to see on screen because they were I don't know if equally as powerful is how I want to put this, because Malikajaan was definitely more powerful in the way she spoke, but the dialogue delivery was beautiful on both ends. You could see the animosity both on screen via cinematography and through dialogues. So the writers of this show, oh my god, they deserve to get paid for this for the rest of their lives. Obviously for this, because they got paid. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, they just the vibe between her and what was the word they used in Etilimush? The Vatavaran of their animosity was beautiful to see on screen. And yeah, I said she was so insanely compelling with her dialogue delivery, and it was just majestic to see on screen. Yeah, she takes over the screen. You can't look at anyone else, and you can't compare her acting to anyone else's. So basically just caught myself in a lie, because I tried comparing her acting to Sonakshi's, and you cannot, because, oh my god, her is just, ugh. I've said ugh so many times, but I hope that conveys that, like, her acting was beautiful in this show. It's like, there was also, in the Kapil Sharma show, they did, like, at the very end, Sonakshi was like, play our song, Sakal Ban. Why did I say it like that? So they played it, and then they all danced to it, and like they pan by each and every person, and then Manisha's like just, I hated that I did that. Sorry if you're watching the video, and the video for this will come out on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. When you see it, when you see what I just did, it'll make a lot more sense. Sorry for audio listeners that just heard me, but I tried acting out what Manisha did. But she was like her face is like serving face. I don't know how to describe it properly, but like the nazakat was there. That's how I want to describe it. Nazakat was nazakating with Manisha. And this I found really interesting. There was one scene where she was getting ready to go to I call it a poetry slam. But she was getting ready to go to the mehfil, where the guy was reciting poetry, and this is where Alam and Tajdar meet for the first time. She was getting ready to go there, and she was using like rose petals as blush, and I thought that was like so interesting, and I literally made a note to research it, and I didn't. But I think this is me just making up history on the spot. I think that that's like a historical thing that people did back then, because I've seen an Instagram reel of people turning roses into actual blush, and I feel like that was a thing. That sounds like a thing. Probably was a thing. So yeah, I found that like really interesting that like there were such minute details, and it's like there was a scene going on and everything. So it's like that wasn't supposed to be the main focus, but like the second time around when I watched it, you saw like her putting on the blush like with the rose petal, like she took a rose petal and like, you know, and like that was so cool and like such a tiny detail that like I really liked. Yeah, that's all I have from Malikajaan. But like her presence on screen is just fantastic, and it is, I guess it's true what they say, Heeramandi mein khali sirf Malikajaan ka sikka chalta hai. It was like, hats off to Manisha Koirala. Anywho, let's move on to actress number 2, Fareedan. I want to talk about Sonakshi Sinha's character. I don't have much written because we'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, Sonakshi Sinha playing Fareedan and Rehana Appa, I guess. So double role, Sonakshi Sinha. Take a look.
इस झूमर ने कई रातें देखी है, कुछ महफिलों की रोशनी से जगमगाती रातें और कुछ फरेब की सियाही से बुझी रातें। उस रात जो हुआ था वो भूली नहीं है फरीदन। आ रहे हैं हर गुनाह का हिसाब करने।
Sonakshi Sinha, mashallah, masha freaking la. Maybe I shouldn't say that in the same breath. Why do I have flowers here? Oh, that's not the point. The point is Sonakshi Sinha let me take this back. From the get-go, from the trailer release, or even the first look, I saw the juxtaposition of like how dark her frames were versus how dark all the other actresses' frames were. And I was so excited because I knew from that moment that she would be the villain. I was like, that's okay. I'm not the biggest like Sonakshi Sinha fan. Not saying that she can't act. I don't think I've seen her projects with as much passion as maybe a Sonakshi Sinha fan would. I just kind of see them. I'm like, okay, great. That's Sonakshi Sinha. And I move on with my life. There's nothing special there. But when I saw that she was the villain in something as big as Heeramandi and a Sanjay Leela Bhansali production, I was proud of her and so immensely excited. Because I was like, I feel like she could bring it. Her look, again, nazakat, because that is in every actress on the set, except for Alamzeeb. She could bring it. She can bring it, and she did bring it. It was beautiful. To say I was confused in the first 5 seconds or the first episode of Heeramandi regarding her part, I was like, okay, again, spoiler, if you haven't seen it, go watch it or skip the next 10 seconds. The fact that she died in the first 10 seconds, I was like, so what the hell is the rest of this? And it didn't click in my head that it would be Fareedan, like her kid. I was like, oh, Rihanna Appa dead. Main uska kya karu? Like, I was like, okay, it's good to know. Where's Sonakshi going to be then? And the fact that she came back as Fareedan, like in the like midst of the crowd, and then like the kissed her ring. I'll start. Of course, she said this in Urdu, but I can't speak Urdu, or I can, but like that's not the point. She said like, oh, हमें बहुत कुछ like वापस लेना है. शुरू अपन इसी से करते. And then she took her mother's ring back, and then she left, and she was like, एक जनाजा already सज गया. Already is not Urdu. एक जनाजा लगा के जाएंगे. Something like that. I don't know. I can't with this Urdu thing. But she said something like that and then left. And then as she's walking away, she kisses the ring. I think that is so beautiful. That was so powerful. How the sikka was in her hand and not in Malikajaan's hand for the first time in the series, other than like her obviously killing Rihanna. That's not what I'm getting ahead of myself. Actually, I'm not. This is the whole point. So that was beautiful. That's a scene I remember from hers. Also, another scene, I guess, of Rihanna Appa's, not Fareedan's, was the beginning when Malika was mad about her kid being sold. Obviously, as any mother would, don't sell their child. Hot take. Yeah, when she sold her child, she said, "Hum usko kya banne dete." There was one thing that she said, the second thing, and then she said the shimsi. I'm butchering the language. I apologize. I also didn't mean to say to make fun of Sakalban. I immensely appreciate that song, and I didn't mean to like mock it or anything like that. Where am I going? Yes. She said something about the Fimshi, and then she like clapped her hands. I'm not gonna do that because everyone's sleeping. That was so powerful. In that moment, I knew Sonakshi was gonna bring it, and again, she did. It was just beautiful. And let me look at my notes. What did I write? I wrote 3 things. Oh, the first thing I wrote was Tafimshi, because of like the power of that line. It was just so beautiful. And her, throughout the show, her portrayal of someone who's related to Malikajaan, yet hates her so much because of what she did to her mom, obviously, was beautifully portrayed. She had so much grace, poise, as well as anger at the same time. The scene of her just sitting on the couch and Malikajaan circling her, like while pictures are being taken, was quite the like power dynamic portrayal. That was beautiful. And then her rapo with Vahida, or I was gonna say Sushmita Sen. Oh, what's her name? Sanjida Sheikh. Her power dynamic, or not power dynamic, what am I saying? Her rapo with her when it came to the file. That was very nice to see because, well, for Vahida for separate reasons, but like for Sonakshi as well, that she like can be a nice person. She can like very manipulative, so maybe it's not even nice. She knows how to use people for her own good. What she did with the Fareedan Khan's character, and then like taking Aditi's man, that was very. As much as I don't want to use the word slay, it was very slay of her. It was just, she did so superbly, and I knew she would like kill it. She's in a Sanjay Leela Bhansali production. You can't be in a production like this without having the nazakat. Well, I mean, Alamzeb was in it, so who's to say? Who's to really say? Am I yelling? Oh, someone just came downstairs. Okay, that's besides the point. My second bullet point. I only have 2 bullet points for Sonakshi for some reason. I wrote Khatarnak. Her, again, nazakat. She did this in the Kapil Sharma show. I have 2 bullet points and I've been talking for 6.5 minutes. Her nazakat in the Kapil Sharma show was beautiful. It was when they were performing Sakal Ban. It was when she was teaching the comedian how to nazakat 101, basically. When they did that was beautifully done. I think like I think very humble of me, but I think I have a little bit of nazakat too. So I look stupid when I do it, so I'm not gonna do it because that's just like whatever. But like when she did it, it was so pretty. She knows how to act, and I wish she got more roles like this. And I really hope this like opens the door for Sonakshi as an actress. I'm acting like she hasn't acted before. She's acted in some great things. She was in she was in Dabang, right? With Salman Khan. She was in Holiday with Akshay Kumar. Is that his last name? Akshay Kumar. Yeah, Akshay Kumar. Why am I glitching? She was in Holiday with him. So it's been very like halke pulke roles, you know? Like it's whatever. It's not like, oh, she was in Atari? No, not Atari. She was in a very this is gonna drive me crazy. Sonakshi Sinha filmography. It was a role, and it was like a Mardani type role. No? Am I making that up? Sonakshi Sinha filmography. Yeah, she was in Rowdy Rathore, Double XL. She was in The Bunk 3. Akira. That's what I'm thinking of. It was playing upstairs a couple hours ago. She was in Akira. I haven't seen that, but it's like I wish she got more dark roles like this. I also haven't seen most of her filmography, so maybe she has. But yeah, I'm just overly excited about what's to come for her if she keeps getting roles like this. Not like villain roles, but like multi-dimensional character story roles. Yeah. But yeah, that's about Sonakshi Sinha as Fareedan and Rehana Appa. The third person I'm going to talk about in this episode is going to be Lajjo. So here's Lajjo's little, intro. So this is Richa Chadha playing Lajjo. Take a listen.
कभी एक बूंद को तरसे, कभी उनकी मोहब्बत को तरसे। लज्जो ने तवायफ होकर इश्क करने का गुनाह किया। अल्लाह किसी को हमारी सी तकदीर न बख्शे।
Richa freaking Chadha killed it. Killed it to the extent that like just I have no words for having such, for not even such, having the smallest screen time out of the 6 leading actresses. She nailed it. I'm going to say I have no words, but I'm going to go on to talk about her for 10 minutes. But like, I have no words for her performance. Her performance is next to none. She blows everyone away. Her presence on screen, it's fantastic. I literally just made like a TikTok about this. It's majestic in a way that majestic isn't even majestic. And I want to clear up the TikTok I made saying that like the discourse regarding Richa Chadha's 99 retakes, because she said that in an interview. I'll get into that in a second. But like the discourse surrounding that should be about like her, something about like her, like it's really hard to demand that from an actor, and that shouldn't like lower their value as an actor because it took them 99 retakes. I understand this isn't something like the general public has said, or as far as I've seen. It's more so for Sonakshi and Aditi, because during the Kapil Sharma interview, she said that it took her 99 retakes. And like they were like, what? Like, kya kar rahi thi? Like, as like something funny. And maybe it was funny, but it just gave me like the ick. And I was like, okay, don't be making fun of her because she maybe not outperformed you, but she matched you. Okay? You matched her. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think you're better than someone. Don't think you're less than someone. Maybe it's not even that deep. Maybe they just said that to like, whatever. And they're like, no, I didn't go above like 12 or 13 retakes. I think it was about 12 for me. Maybe they said that in a very like whatever way. I took it as like a little bit of an ick. Maybe that's just me creating a problem out of nowhere. But yeah, so that TikTok was for Sonakshi and Aditi. So I know it's not for the general public. But yeah. Okay, getting to this 99 retakes. She said that it essentially marte bachi. I thought that was very funny. And she like, it's just the fact that took 99 retakes is wild, because you see the perfection on screen and you're like, no way that was easy. And the fact that it took 99 retakes confirms that it wasn't easy. She said in the same interview, the Kapil Sharma, I think it's on, what's the show called? The Great Comedy Circus? No, I'm making that up. It's the Great Indian Kapil Sharma, whatever this isn't about his show. This is about Heermandi. On an episode, she is talking about like why it took her so many retakes, and she's like, it's hard to nail it in front of 200, 300 extras, which is completely understandable. Like in the scene, you can see all the nababs around the same floor that she's on, and then you see on the second floor, you see all the women just like perched above. That's a lot of extras to be performing that in front of, not to mention director, producers, and whatever behind the camera also watching her. So to nail something like that takes that much emotion is hard to do, and she deserves her flowers for it. My bad. She deserves her flowers for it, and I'm glad she is getting her flowers. I'm not saying that she's not. Like, I'm just saying that I'm glad it's happening, because she nailed it. She nailed her performance, her dance sequence. Her dance sequence is insane. I think it's my favorite dance sequence in Heeramandi, as well as song in the entire soundtrack. It's just, whoever sang it has the voice of an angel. It's like it conveys the right amount of emotion. She conveys the right amount of emotion on screen as well, so it matches perfectly. It's just a beautiful sight to see. If you haven't heard it, it's Masoom Dil Hai Mera. Masoom Hai Dil Mera, something like that. Check it out. It's absolutely beautiful. Made an edit of it. It's mashallah. But yeah, 99 retakes, hard to do. Especially when, also, she said this in the same interview, that Bhansali is like, you need to do 8 chakkars and then land, pose, and then like tear out of the left eye. Some shit like that. And like, that's wild. Considering that's like for one, like, not one take, but like for one song. Oh, I'm just realizing this. That ending sequence when like Zoravar slaps her and then Malikajaan comes in and she's like, No Tabayef leaves the mehfil without finishing the mujra. And then she finishes. That's one take, is it not? That's why I took 99 retakes. Because like that was all one take. And let's get into the lore of this take. she said in an interview, I think it was from Entertainment something. That's not very explanatory. That after about 30 to 40 retakes, she realized, okay, I'm not getting this. Let me try being a little method, because Bhansali is known to be a method actor. Apparently, that's why Ranbir Kapoor said he's not going to work with Sanjay Leela Bhansali anymore, is because for Saavaria, he made him, it was very method. And that's not apparently how Ranbir Kapoor acts. So he said, I'm not acting with you again. I think Shahid went to therapy after Padmavat. Maybe I'm making that up. I saw that somewhere, so take that with a grain of salt. Or take that with a lot of grains of salt. I don't know what the opposite of that is. The point is that after 30 or 40 retakes, she was not getting it. She realized, maybe let me be method. And for that scene, for that dance sequence, she needed to be drunk. So she decided to take a little bit of gin. And she said that, I'm also paraphrasing, obviously, but she said she's also a trained Kathak dancer. So that adds a little bit of personality. Not a personality. It adds credibility to the role, if you will. I don't know if credibility is the right word, but it's like, it makes it more authentic that she is a trained Kathak dancer and then she's doing a Kathak piece. So she wanted, well, the scene calls for her to be drunk. So obviously you won't be able to, you can't nail the moves, obviously, but like you can show some semblance of the mood, of the moves. So she said she wanted a little bit of the technicality to go away, but she wanted the grace to remain, the grace of the moves, while also being drunk and in love and madly in love and also sad. So it's like so many emotions wrapped up in this one dance sequence. So it's like there's a lot going on. And yeah, by being a little bit of being a little bit method, she wanted the intensity of Kathak to go away and the grace to remain. That made it worse. So she actually stuck to just nailing the dance, and she said that I will just put my all into emoting instead of trying to be all method in something, doing something that doesn't work for me. So I guess that was for 30 to 40 retakes. I guess from takes 41 to 99, she was like, you know what, let me sober up and let me do what I do best. And she got it. It just, the sequence looks beautiful in the very end, and that's all that matters. She's a method actor. She wanted to put her all into every scene she performs. Trained Kathak dancer, so more authentic too. I said this before and I'll say it again. One of the most beautiful dance sequences in the entire thing. I think my favorite dance sequences, I haven't thought about this, so let me think about it right here. Let me cook. Is, I think Malikajaan should have had an entire dance sequence, but I commend her for not having one, despite not having one, still commending the screen in its entirety and still being a memorable character without having a dance sequence. Anywho, going back to Lajjo, I think her dance sequence, Bibbojan's second dance sequence, and Sonakshi's dance sequence. Beautiful. And I will give it to Alam, Chaudhary Shab, when she performed it, beautiful. Up until the point where she realized, again, spoiler, to the point where she realized Tajdar had intikal, not whatever that means, I know that means died. Yeah, up until that point, that was an amazing dance sequence. So, yeah, I like the dance sequences, but that one was, Lajjo's beautiful. At the end of the couple episode, they all danced to... At the end of the couple episode, I think I said this before, they were all dancing to Sakalban. That's the one in the yellow dresses in the very beginning of the show. Alam was giving nothing. I know this is about Lajjo, but apparently there's a point to this. Alam was giving nothing, respectfully. I know it's not Sonakshi's song either, but she was giving something, okay? Her nazakat was nazakating, just a little. Sanjida, even though she's like smiling and like, I love her vibe. Even though she's like smiling or whatever, she's able to emote. Alam is... I'll get into this in the third episode so next week, so you're gonna have to wait for me to defend her there, but try to defend her. But like, yeah, she was giving nothing. But Richa was serving. they all had nazakat and she had nothing, respectively. Yeah, I think her and Manisha and Aditi were serving in that little dance sequence. Aditi has royal blood too. I saw in an interview. I'm just messing up my hair. I saw in an interview that she actually is from royalty. Like her, like far back there, she would like her family was actually there during Heeramandi, and somewhere in her bloodline was Nawab blood. But yeah, I don't know what the point of that was. Yeah. I also was like randomly scrolling through my TV and was watching Ram Leela, and I realized I was like, one of these characters looks very familiar, cause it's freaking Richa Chadha. She was in Ram Leela too. Why did I say it like that? She's Deepika's sister. No, she's from the same gang. I don't know if they're sisters per se, but they're both in the same gang. That's not being very descriptive. She was the one, I remember the scene so clearly. She was the one that went back to the rival gang to tell Ram that Leela still loves her. Leela still loves him. But then she ended up getting, they tease her. But like physically in like a very disrespectful way. And then she goes back. So that was her. That was Richa Chadha. And I was like, she looks so different. And then I realized that was 10 years ago. That was 11 years ago. Ram Leela came out in 2013. So people are going to look different 10 years apart. So yeah, that's a little tidbit fact that you guys probably already knew, but I just wanted to say it again. And lastly, to end off this episode, I actually added this, but I didn't add it. I added it up here. The delusion of her character was so gracefully portrayed. It wasn't delusional in the way that what is she doing? It was like she's so entrenched in this emotion. She's so madly in love. Like he's getting married to someone else, and she's like, "Bro, when's our marriage? Bro, when are we getting married?" And like that was so heartbreaking, but also so beautiful. And I feel like, that's the way to do it. That's what in scripts, when they give you your script and they give you your character, they give you a couple like emotions, like Lajjo, delusional, in love, betrayed, like all of that stuff to help you get into the feel of the character. And I think every emotion that Lajjo portrayed was beautiful beyond explanation. And I said the last thing, but like I guess second to last thing. No freaking way I forgot it. Oh yes, she was offered a bigger role. There was, as far as I read, there was no description of what role she was offered, but she was offered one with more screen time. To be fair, Satto and Fatto, they got larger roles, so maybe it was them. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm just speculating. But she was offered a larger role, and she's the one that said no. And apparently Sanjay Leela Bhansali was like, okay, fine, here are all the roles. And then she like gravitated towards Lajjo, and she was like, I'm going to do that part. Because she's always been the female centric, very like feminism type character, very much main character. The story revolves around her type roles, but she wanted to like surprise audiences with what she can do, and like that's the beauty of an actress. Like that's so commendable, and the fact that she was able to do it so well is just amazing. But yeah, she asked for a smaller role, and she took Lajjo because she was like, I want to make an impact with my role. I don't want to just be like main character for the sake of being main character. I want to be something subliminal, but also give it my all as I would a main actress role. And I think she delivered. But yeah, I'm going to end this here because I think this is like turning into a 50-minute episode when I've only talked about 3 people. Yeah, so we're going to end this here. Thank you so much for listening. Check out the video version of this podcast, which will be dropping this Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Central Time. Eastern Central Time? I think I just made up a new time zone. Eastern Standard Time. Go check it out on my YouTube channel. It's linked somewhere. I think in my link tree, in my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio. Go check it out. you'll be able to see me say this in real time. And I don't know if you want that. Well, not in real time, but like, you know what I mean. We've done this dance too many times for me to keep explaining myself like this. To watch you guys, to watch me explain the same thing again when you guys know what's going on. I am rambling. Let me end the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please tune into Desi Dhamaka every single week. I aim to release these on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. This one's going to go up Monday at 10 a.m. But yeah, check me out on Spotify, Desi Dhamaka with Parwaiz Dhanani, as well as on YouTube, Desi Dhamaka, Parwaiz Dhanani. All the video clips, all the audio clips that you've heard have been taken from the internet, from Netflix Distribution Center, as well as Pantali Music Productions. So yeah, just wanted to credit them in case they come to sue my ass. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Let me know what you think. Reach out to me. Give me suggestions on what you want me to talk about after this trilogy is over. And yeah, thank you so much. And stop talking. Just, okay. See you.